Welcome back. I'm always excited to have you here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Every time I have to come back and sit here and speak to you, I am excited. I'm excited once again, to have all the footballing conversation with you. The AFCON is just one day away. Exciting football competition. I've told you here, the AFCON goes beyond just tactics. It goes beyond just over-pampered European stars. If you want to win the African Cup of Nations, you need to have, yes, the footballing ability, the tactics and whatnot, but above all, there should be some zeal and then some aggression, some combativeness, and some love for your country to fight for. Every ball, every 50-50 ball, every pass, every action has to be important for you. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing me here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I am grateful every time to have you here. There is a lot on this table to discuss. There's a lot of transfer conversation. There's a lot on Chelsea and their build up to the games over the weekend. I'm building up every game over the weekend, not just Chelsea game, but yes, we started the Chelsea game against Fulham because that's a crunch one going on over the weekend. We will build up to the games that are going on tomorrow. We'll build up to the games that are going on Sunday and the transfer conversation. Thank you very much for choosing me. My name is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do pause the video and then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you've not subscribed to the channel, do pause and then subscribe to the channel. This is your way of supporting the brand, supporting the content that we produce here. I want to say a big thank you to you if you've already subscribed. If you've not, please pause the video. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe now, make sure you pause the video again and then turn on your notification. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, and we are grateful as always to have you here. Let us get straight into the conversation, and we'll start with all the conversation like we've always done. Our AFCON preview for the day, and then we'll go on with everything that has to go on in there. So first of all, Nigeria have had another injury woe again. After Victor Boniface, Umar is also out of the Nigerian squad, and Pizarro would have to make do of two of his attackers out. I hear Paul Lunuachu has been called into the Green Super Eagles team. It is a team that has already Ahmed Musa in there, a player that I don't think should have been the Nigerian team, but he's in there anyways. In 4 years, he hasn't scored for the Super Eagles in any competition, but he has experience. He comes with a lot of experience, like Ghana's Andre Dede Ayew. He is in the Nigerian squad, and we'll see what Ahmed Musa does for the Green Super Eagles of Nigeria. So the AFCON is kicking off tomorrow in Abidjan, in the Stade Félix Houphouët-Boigny. That's where Abidjan, the Ivorians, the L'Elephant de Abidjan, are going to start they're going to start the AFCON conversation with Guinea in there. So it's a big one in there for Ivory Coast and African Cup of Nations. If you're a lover of the African games, stick to the channel, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, and you get the best of everything on football here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Let us get into the conversations in here, and we'll start first of all from Chelsea once again. So yesterday, Mauricio Pochettino has held his pre-match press conference ahead of Fulham. He has said a couple of things. He has said that yes, Chelsea are looking for a striker. It's important, it's imperative that they get a striker. Albeit it hasn't been down to names. They've not mentioned any specific names. I told you the last time that Victor Osimhen's entourage has spoken to people in Nigeria, and they are sure that they would want to take that Chelsea deal when Chelsea comes in knocking. Pochettino said that himself, Jesus, his assistant, Paul Winstanley, and then Joe Shields, and of course the owners are in crunch meetings discussing the kind of players that they want to bring in at Chelsea Football Club, which is very important to them as well. So that's it by way of Chelsea's transfer updates. But already another player that's up for a lot of discussion is Everton's Amadou Onana. Arsenal looking for an extra CM with Thomas Partey's injuries that has been niggling and has been on for a while now. They would want an extra defensive or central midfielder, and Amadou Onana, the 6'2" player, offers them that combativeness in the middle of the park, offers them that technical ability on the ball. He offers them that dwelling ability to go into tackles and win balls for them in a bid to control games on and off the ball. And Arsenal are looking at Andre Onana. It's an important one. Arsenal wants to go ahead and then win the English Premier League this season. It's not going to be difficult. Liverpool are on top. They have experience in winning the English Premier League in recent times. They've gone toe-to-toe with Manchester City. City have good run of games coming on. Kevin De Bruyne has returned. Liverpool without Mohamed Salah. There is also Ibu Konate. There is also Virgil van Dijk. And of course, their deputy captain, Trent Alexander-Arnold, also missing out in action for Liverpool and the boys from Anfield. It's a big one. Who is going to win the English Premier League? Liverpool or Arsenal? Where are you putting your money? Who do you think is going to get a job done as the final numbers go on at its goal right now? Now, there's some breaking news according to Bild and Kicker in Germany and also Deportivo in Spain. And it goes like this. Some senior figures at Real Madrid believe that the club should sign Napoli striker Victor Osimhen rather than Kylian Mbappe. So the last time I told you, if you look at Real Madrid, they need a striker. So they need a killer in front of post. If you look at the last few years at Paris Saint-Germain, Kylian Mbappe has said it several times that he is not a striker. He doesn't want to play centrally. He always wants to play from outside. So if you remember in Christophe Galtier's 4-3-3, sometimes 4-4-2-4, where Mbappe had to be paired up in the chair of Messi and Neymar, consistently he didn't want to play centrally. And that's why Paris Saint-Germain had to go in and get players like Mauro Icardi who would love to play centrally. He doesn't want to play centrally. He wants to play out from wide areas. Madrid has Vinicius Junior coming out from wide areas. So it is going to be tough finding where Vinicius Junior is going to play and accommodating Kylian Mbappe. It may bring a whole lot of issues. Yes, he's a Galactico player. He's a big name player. He's a Ballon d'Or possible winner. He's a World Cup winner at his age, scoring in a World Cup hat-trick. But do Madrid really need Kylian Mbappe, or they need somebody like Victor Osimhen, who's a killer in front of post? It's important to replace the ghost of Karim Mustafa Benzema. I said it several times. When when Jude Bellingham started scoring goals for Real Madrid, that it is not going to be a consistent thing. Jude is not a natural goal scorer. At some point in time, he's going to have some drought, long spells of without goals actually. But how are Madrid going to replace those goals? They are getting it all around the pitch. They're getting it from Cruz sometimes, from Modric, from Brahim Diaz, from Vinicius Junior, from Joselu, and from Rodrigo. But really, if they get to 20, 30, 25 goals a season striker, then Madrid will go even extra further. So yeah, of course, there are some members of Real Madrid's board that think that Victor Osimhen should be the man and not Kylian Mbappe in the center forward for them. Now, Newcastle are under a lot of pressure because of FFP. They are going to be forced to sell some of their superstars. Newcastle, the team that was bought by Saudi Arabia in recent times, they have not sold enough. They seem to be buying so much. In an FFP, like you know, the books have to be balanced, and it looks as if they may be forced to sell some players in a bid not to go ahead and then miss out on and violating FFP rules. And this afternoon, Eddie Howe has spoken, and this is exactly what Eddie Howe said. Eddie Howe said, I think there is a value in the loan market, but I'm not sure there is for us. We are in a moment where I don't think we have many friends in the market. I am almost sure anyone wants to help us out. We didn't make the move for Solanke. We can't sign him. I love Dominique. I signed him for Bournemouth and rate him very highly. But we have not made an inquiry for him, and we don't have the ability to sign a player at that level. Exactly like what I've been telling you. Newcastle have issues in terms of signing players. They have to let some players go because of FFP. Very, very important one for them. And I hear that, like I told you the last time, Chelsea want strikers. They are looking at players, somebody that they call Evan Ferguson from Brighton and Hove Albion. You see, I don't agree with the Evan Ferguson look at Chelsea. He's not the kind of player that Chelsea needs. He is a top centre forward. He's too young. Chelsea needs a proven goal scorer in front of post. They need somebody that is patient, calm, excellent ball retention. Not somebody that's going to be jittery to make up the numbers. Somebody that's experienced to get a job done. And definitely, it is not Evan Ferguson in there. Yeah, I told you yesterday, by Dortmund have done a good job. They've brought in Ian Matheson. They've brought in Jadon Sancho to Manchester, to FC Dortmund. But hey, you see, let me take my time and do this thing. Dortmund, Manchester United, and Jadon Sancho is a clinical and a classical example of Chelsea Lukaku in an international Milan. Look, you remember when Chelsea bought in Lukaku for big money from Inter Milan. Came to Chelsea. Because Chelsea failed to handle Lukaku well, and it goes down to the coaches, Thomas Tuchel, goes down to Marina Granovskaya at the time. They failed to handle Lukaku very well. Lukaku then had to go back on loan. Went back on loan to International Milan. And up till now, nothing. You lose so much for the player now. And that's exactly what Jadon Sancho is going on. Jadon was lackadaisical in training. Erik ten Hag was furious. Decided not to play him. Said it in a post-match press conference. Jadon took to social media. Responded to him. There was a meeting between the Glazers, Erik ten Hag, and Jadon Sancho. Erik ten Hag showed evidence of a video where Jadon Sancho was lackadaisical in training. He went in there and then they justified that. When he justified that Jadon Sancho wasn't going to be allowed to play, he was asked to apologize to Erik ten Hag. Jadon decided not to apologize to Erik ten Hag. He has not been played and now he's on loan to Dortmund. Now, Manchester United will hope that by the time the loan is over, Jadon's value has gone up, because as it stands now, there's some very, very low value for Jadon Sancho at Manchester United, especially if still Erik ten Hag is going to be there. He's going to be surplus to demand. They hope that by the time he's done with Dortmund and the loan, his value will come up, and then he can get other teams who want him to buy him. And that's it with Dortmund and then Jadon Sancho. It's just like Chelsea's Lukaku situation. Very important one. Ian Matheson is going to wear the number 22 shirt at Dortmund. An important one for him over there as well. So that's it by way of the transfer conversation. I want it here, but we'll go on with a preview of all the games that has to go on. Mind you, Chelsea's David Datro Fofana, who went on loan to Union Berlin, is very, very close to getting a loan deal to Vincent Kompany's FC Burnley at the Turf Moor. Done. Vincent Kompany's Burnley for David Datro Fofana. So let's get straight into the conversation of Chelsea's game versus Fulham tomorrow, and preview of all the other games. Very important for us to preview all the games that are going to go on tomorrow. Mind you, tomorrow Cote d'Ivoire is going to play against Guinea-Bissau. Very, very important one in there. There's Chelsea versus Fulham, and then there is Newcastle versus Manchester City in the English Premier League. In the La Liga, there are a lot of other games as well, like Athletic Bilbao versus Real Sociedad. In the Italian Serie A, there's Napoli versus Salernitana. There's Hellas Verona versus Empoli. AC Monza versus International Milan. Also big games in there. And then we'll go to, so quickly, let us start from the Chelsea game that Chelsea are going to play against FC Fulham. Then we'll do the AFCON preview also for Guinea versus La Côte d'Ivoire. Guinea versus La Côte d'Ivoire. What a game! What a game this is going to be at the Stade Félix Houphouët-Boigny. La Côte d'Ivoire versus Guinea. La Côte d'Ivoire versus Guinea. But let's go on. Chelsea are playing against Fulham. In the first leg that Chelsea played against Fulham at the Craven Cottage, Chelsea were able to win. Ketty, good job from Cole Palmer, good job from Mando Broya, setting up the goals, and Chelsea won that game. It's a game that's very, very important. Chelsea have struggled to win London derbies in recent times, not just under Mauricio Pochettino. London derbies have been hard to win. In fact, since Mauricio came in, they have managed to win a couple of them and have had some decent results in London derbies. Now, this is the first game of 2024 in the English Premier League for Chelsea, especially for a London derby. And Chelsea are 10th on the table with 28 points, whilst Fulham are 13th on the table with 24 points. So it means just 4 points separating both of them. Now you look at Marco Silva and the job that he has done at Fulham. He lost somebody he lost the Serbian centre forward. How do I forget his name? Serbian centre forward. And then goals have been hard to come by as it stands now. Now, Marco Silva has done a brilliant job. He has tried to bring in Raul Jimenez, who was at Wolves, has some goals in him, but hasn't really replicated the goal scoring form of the ISL striker who has gone to the Saudi Pro League. And this was the reason why they didn't want him to go in the first place. So the big issue for Fulham has been goals. But hey, mind you, Fulham has been one of the most press-resistant, press-aggressive teams in English Premier League. You watch the game against Manchester United, they were very, very huge aggressors in the middle of the park, won a lot of the balls, very, very combative. played forward, created very good chances using Bobby de Cordova, Reed, João Paulinho, and then of course Andres Pereira in there. Willian is also a very, very huge threat. Tomorrow, Willian will be returning to Stamford Bridge in 2024, a place that he was at Chelsea for a very, very, very long time in there. Now, in the last 5 games, Fulham have won 2 and lost 3. In the last 5 games, Chelsea have won 3 and then lost 2 for Fulham in there. Chelsea versus Fulham previous meetings. Chelsea last one won 2-0. Armando Broja and then Cole Palmer. Then the season before, club friendly actually in the summer in the US of A, Chelsea won by 2-0 again. Last season 0-0, then 2-1 Fulham, and then 2-0 Chelsea. So Chelsea seems to be on ascendancy when it comes to that. And by way of injury, Mauricio Pochettino didn't mention that Benjamin Chilwell is returning, Kani Chukwuemeka, Badiashile in Kuku will be assessed finally before he goes in there. But really, these are the players that are going to return for them. Alex Iwobi is out, and then Bassi is also out for Fulham. So it means that they possibly are going to line up in a 4-2-3-1. Robinson, the American international, Diop, Adebayo, Timothy Castagne, and Ben Leno impose João Paulinho, Kieni as a double pivot, Willian, Pereira, Bobby de Cordova, Reed, and Raul Jimenez. This is what you should know, that although Fulham play in a 4-2-3-1, anytime they are without the ball, Bobby de Cordova, Reed comes inside into occupy central half spaces, makes it very compact in the middle of the park, some form of a diamond in the middle of the park. Again, you have players like Andres Pereira also dropping for William to be able to go and press the fullback, the left fullback, and in this case, Chelsea's Levi Cole in terms of building up from the back, so that they have extra men, more like a 4-1-2-1-2 without the ball for Fulham. Chelsea possibly are going to line up with Gorgi Petrovic in post, Malo Gusto right back, Axel Disasi, Thiago Silva, Levi Cole looks like he's still going to be there until Benjamin Chilwell is fully fit. Maybe he may have a cameo in this game. Enzo Fernandes, Moise Caicedo, Noni Madueke, Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling, and Armando Broja will lead the lines against Fulham. Very, 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 very tough game for Chelsea Football Club. But again, it's going to be one of those games where Chelsea have to deal with the rest defense very well. And the rest defense, like I've consistently said, is the defense when Chelsea are attacking. They need to be very, very careful so they can prevent counter-attacks and turnovers. Caicedo has to be more proactive, step into tackles, be more proactive, win those balls very high and wide so that you prevent Chelsea from getting caught on the counter-attack. So yeah, I'm expecting that Chelsea should bounce back tomorrow against Fulham. It's a tough game, but they should be able to bounce back and get a job done. Not entirely easy, but it's a game that Chelsea should be able to manage and get the job done against Fulham in the English Premier League tomorrow. Manchester City are playing against Newcastle United. Huge intensity for Newcastle United. They've gotten some rest. Are they going to be able to play against Manchester City? But this is here. I draw the curtain for you here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. Grateful, as always, to have your time. I'm running through some of my picks. Ivory Coast to win tomorrow in the African Cup of Nations. Ivory Coast to win tomorrow. Chelsea double chance against Fulham. Man City versus Newcastle. Man City double chance away to Newcastle United. Then you go to the Spanish La Liga. Athletic Bilbao versus Real Sociedad and over 2.5 in there. Napoli versus Salernitana. Napoli and over 1.5 in there. Then Inter double chance against AC Monza. In all of the games in the French and the German Bundesliga, making an over 1.5. And then of course in the Ligue 1, also over 1.5. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. Thank you very, very, very much for choosing me here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I'm grateful to have you here. See you. Bye.